guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I'm Leah. Here you'll experience all things Leah, which is creativity, wifehood, and soon-to-be motherhood. Come and stay a while, check out some of my older videos if you'd like. If this is not your first time here, thanks for joining me again. If you're also joining me, it's because you saw the title of this video and you're like, I need some stuff, like I wanna get into this vlogging and this recording lifestyle and I need some help, I need some direction. Leah, please help me, somebody help me. And I'm here to hopefully do that. I don't have anything to work off of, but of what I've done myself and what I've experienced myself. So feel free to take a look at some of my older videos, feel free to go to my website and see some of my content, even go to my Instagram and see some of my content and even figure out if this is even like a route you see yourself going, if you like the quality, all of those good things. I think that's super important when you're taking advice from someone, to be able to see yourself where they are or see yourself using some of the tools that they've been using. Go check out my quality, check out my style, all those good things. So today I'm going to be giving you some tips and tools that I use and that I feel are valuable to be able to start this journey into vlogging and YouTube or just content creation. If there are some additional questions you may have, feel free to comment below or just let me know, DM me, whatever you want to do. I'll be sure to answer. Maybe I may make a part 2, who knows. And then once again, on that disclaimer, this is things that I use that have worked for me. I'm sure there's some other people who would disagree or find some other things useful. Alright, so one of the biggest questions I feel like I get as far as vlogging, what camera do I use? What lights do I get? What do I need? From the time I've been vlogging or making YouTube content, it's been about 5 years, 4 or 5 years I think. I've only used my phone for the most part, and then I've used a few variations of Canon cameras that I typically would only use for my daily job, which is photography. They're not technically vlogging cameras, so I wouldn't necessarily suggest these. I personally don't know good vlogging cameras because my phone has done the job. So personally, if you're watching this right now and you're like, what camera do I need to get? I would definitely suggest investing in a good phone, specifically the iPhone 13. I've been recording with it for about 3 months now. I think I got this like 3 months ago, maybe not even that, and my quality has gone up. Even before, like I feel like iPhone always got the job done. It's also a one-stop shop. Like I can edit on there, I can record on there, I can make graphics on there, all those things. And it's also a way for someone who wants to vlog but isn't sure or don't necessarily know what they're getting themselves into to be able to test it out without investing into something that'll just sit there or they'll have to waste time. So definitely if you're like, I'm looking for something to record with or some camera equipment, I personally would suggest testing out the iPhone 13 first. Once you do that, once you build some consistency and all that stuff, maybe move on and look up some other vlogging cameras that other vloggers have used. Right now, I'm currently recording on my Canon R6, and like I said, it's typically for photography and video as well, but I do photography mainly, so I wouldn't suggest this one. If you notice some of my videos, I'm not carrying it. It's quite heavy. It's not a good camera to carry in your hand, and it's just not really made for that, but I do use it. You'll see some of my recent videos where I have used it for like B-roll and things like that. So yeah. As I mentioned before, your phone is a one-stop shop if you have the iPhone. I typically will edit some of my reels in InShot. It's an app on your phone, completely free. It's very easy to use, user-friendly. And I typically edit some of my reels on there. Sometimes I'll just do it on my computer, but if you're like on the go, you want to edit something really quick and get it done, stick to your schedule, definitely use InShot on your phone. It's really simple. One of the programs I started with when I first started YouTube was iMovie. It's very simple, base level, doesn't cost if you have a Mac computer. It comes with it automatically, so you don't have to purchase a subscription. So I definitely suggest getting your feet wet with the iMovie editing software. Then I moved up to Final Cut. This is when I began making videos for work. Final Cut was a big jump, currently using Premiere, which is like another level up from Final Cut. I think personally, I feel like it's more intricate. You have to be more savvy with the terms and things like that, and I personally like it. You can do more, you can make it more authentic to who you are. So that is what I'm currently using. I've been using Premiere for about 2 years now, I believe. So however, Final Cut and Premiere are both paid subscriptions. So if this is not something you want to invest in just yet, definitely start with iMovie and InShot. But if you're like, I want to do this and I want to learn video editing. I want to try it out. You can definitely get a free trial and just try it out. I mean, you may learn it. I learned a lot of stuff from my husband and then also YouTube. YouTube is very helpful for tutorials and figuring out little kinks and things like that here and there. So those are the 4 editing softwares that I have used or currently use when editing videos. I have to say my personal favorite is Premiere. I do like iMovie for starters. It helps you, like, you can punch in just different openers or intros that are generic in general. But if you're getting to like your own style, your own niche and all those things, Final Cut and Premiere definitely allow you to do that a little bit better, as far as fonts, colors, all those things, and just being able to make your own content is very helpful. But if you're looking for like the simple, basic, definitely try iMovie. I also make graphics for my YouTube channel. I make graphics for my videos and then also just branding, channel branding in general. So I have a logo, I have a banner, I have an end screen, I have all those things, just different things that I'll insert in the videos, such as like cards or just location markers and things like that. I originally created my whole branding in Illustrator. Illustrator is a paid subscription through Adobe. It's very intricate. Once again, I originally started using Illustrator for work. I started off in this industry, in the creative industry, as an illustrator, as a logo graphic maker. And so that was like my niche. So I knew it very well, so it was very easy for me to make some of those graphics that I needed. So all of my branding pretty much is done in Illustrator. I will use Canva to piece my branding and to make quick things like adding photos and making my YouTube covers. I will use Canva for that. I think it is great for a beginner. You can do so much in Canva, so I strongly suggest using that as well if you're a beginner. Canva is a paid subscription, but it's very minimal and I think it's worth it. And maybe just cut out Netflix or something, I don't know. Figure out what works for you, and I think you should implement it. It's very helpful, like I said, in taking your content to another level. One thing I don't do in using Canva is use templates. I typically start from scratch and create my own material, create my own graphics and cards, covers that I use for my videos. But I mean, if you find the templates useful, definitely go for it. I will say you run into the issue of seeing your same template on other creators' videos or whatever. I recently just saw it, and it's not that big of a deal, but as a person who is a creative, it's big of a deal for me to be authentic and original. So I really take pride in that, especially as a person who started off as an illustrator. But it's a great investment. I definitely would suggest using Canva to edit any graphics you may need, and definitely start with that base level for your YouTube. Once you get started, you need a banner, a little logo or marker, just something that people can see and say, oh, I know who that is. Definitely would suggest doing those things and starting in Canva. I think I'm done with some of the vlogging essentials. If you have any questions, or if I forgot to mention something or something else you're wondering about, please let me know down below. Once you have that iPhone, I feel like that's pretty much everything you need. You can invest in an iPhone stand, which I have, which is very helpful. So, all right, so moving on to some tips that I found useful for me and that have kept me going in this YouTube journey. Do your research. Make sure that this is for you. If you're watching this right now, that's exactly what you're doing. You're doing your research, seeing what I'll need to get started, how to get started. Is this really for me? I think that's super important. Sometimes YouTubers make it look a lot easier than what it actually is. So do your research, figure out if it's for you. Think of some things that you may have questions on. You ask some friends who've been vlogging, see what they've experienced and what it's been like for them. Figure out if it's for you or if it's something you're interested in, and also some tools and things that you can take with you as you begin your journey that will help you be as successful as you can be. Another tip that I have that can be kind of difficult is finding your niche and style. That was a little bit difficult for me for a minute because I feel like I have my hands in so much, but I think that's okay as long as it's clear. So definitely find your niche and style. In the beginning, I would only see, and still now, I only see a lot of women who are just the influencer side or just the makeup and beauty lifestyle side. And that's great, but I was like, oh, this is not for me. So I found it hard to kind of start. So just figuring out your niche, figure out what you like. You can pull that from your life, from what you already do. That's the reason why you're starting this YouTube, right? You feel like you have something you want to share, and that can be useful for people that are going to watch you. So definitely find your niche. My niche is creativity. My niche is wifehood. And my niche is those are things that I typically focus on. Within the wife sector, you may see me doing some home things like organizing on the creative side. In my vlogs, you'll see me being creative, you'll see me on shoots. You'll even see me doing some create with me's that I've posted in the past. And then in motherhood, you'll see me talking about how I'm preparing to go to labor, delivery, and then so on and so on, and you'll see more. So just to give you a few examples, find your niche, stick with that. I think that'll help you be successful too. Not saying you have to stay there, but it's definitely a good basis for you to start. Another suggestion that I have is to develop a consistent plan and stick to it. I think that's one of the hardest things as a creative to do, is to be consistent. I've learned that once I develop like a plan of what works for me, and it's not going to be perfect the first time. I've had to adjust some things, figure out what works, what doesn't work as far as my life. Be patient with yourself and be graceful with yourself in figuring that out. And then once you figure that out, all those other things will come. Like, you know, you're going to post in a week from now, so you have time to plan and really take your time in editing and not rushing. So that's my suggestion. Find a consistent plan and stick to it and be consistent. And if not, if you fall off, it's okay to communicate that to the viewers. You have people that are going to be waiting to see what you have to post, and that are going to be asking and waiting and reaching out to you like, where are you? So it's important to develop that relationship with your viewers as well. Something else that I would suggest is focus on your channel, focus on what you have to offer. It's so easy to get sucked up into comparing and consuming and not really creating, but I think it's important as a creative to really focus in on what you are there to do, what you were placed there in that arena to do. And so that's been difficult for me. I've had to like unsubscribe from people or just not go to certain things on Instagram or like that, just to be able to stay focused in my lane. When I got to a place to where it was okay and I found myself not being influenced by certain things or comparing, I was fine with that. But definitely remember why you were doing it. Don't worry about why everybody else is doing it. Remember why you're doing it. Another thing I suggest is to be patient with yourself. You're not gonna get it right on the first time. That kind of hindered me with a lot of videos that I wanted to put out. I didn't put them out because it wasn't perfect, and I felt like it wasn't perfect. Small things I said or feeling the need to want to re-record, all those things, but be patient with yourself. Stick to your goals, stick to your plan, remember your plan, but also be patient with yourself. Take your time. It's okay to mess up, and give yourself grace and opportunity to do so that you can fix it and go back and rearrange or do whatever you need to do to make it better. And also know that each time you record, it gets easier, it gets better. So don't worry about that. Be patient with yourself. This is not life or death. And the more you take your time on it, the more quality, the more quantity you develop, and just the more easy it becomes. Last two things I want to leave you with is to don't be afraid to ask for help or reach out and do research on what it is that you don't know or don't understand. I think that's going to be huge in moving forward. There's going to be a lot of things that you may not understand. Once you start getting into YouTube, like analytics and all these things, it's okay to shop. And lastly, use everything that is at your grasp. I just recently found a couple of things that might help in some of my videos. My views go up, so I took advantage of that. Before, I was just ignoring it, like, I don't really need that. But if I really want to take this serious and be successful, I have to look at those things and see if they work. So I think that was all I have for you as far as tips and vlogging essentials that I use and that I try to live by. Hopefully you found something that was useful for you that you can take forward, and I hope to see your channel evolve and blossom. Comment below your channel so I can follow you if you start one. And like I said, if you have any more questions or anything, feel free to comment below or DM me. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.